Yes, sir. How do I pronounce your name? Yasser?
Hey, brother.
How you doing?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What nationality are you? Moroccan?
Yeah, 100% Moroccan.
Moroccan, ah. Okay, so for people that are watching this, anyone who may not know who you are, why don't you introduce yourself first?
Okay, I'm Yasser, 18 years old, Moroccan, amateur kickboxing fighter, and my record has just changed in the morning. I had a knockout. I win. It's 29.
Oh, you just had a fight last night, you mean?
No, in the morning, in like
Oh, this morning.
2 p.m. Yes, yeah.
Ah, I see. So how many, you said you're amateur fighter. Are most of the fights that you're having, are they being held at gyms primarily, or is it in events?
Uh, like like both in the gym
Both.
and the events.
Yeah, because like here in the US, you have the ones in the gym, which they call smokers. And then you have the ones that are parts of a like an undercard of an actual event.
Yeah, but here in Morocco, we don't have a lot of events. We don't have professional championships. Like we have only amateur fighters.
Oh. So were you thinking about at some point maybe moving from Morocco?
Yes, yes, of course.
Now,
I would.
when you're thinking about that, is there some sort of plan you have or
I have a lot of plans. Like I want to move this summer. Like I think I will go to Germany or US. Like to start a professional career there.
is Germany like an easier place for you to go? Is that why you're thinking of Germany?
Yes, because they have a lot of events. They have a lot of kickboxing events and also MMA. And I would like to start this summer a professional career.
How affordable is like Germany though?
Like, what is the question?
No, I mean like is Germany like maybe a cheaper place to go? Is that why you were thinking of that?
Ah, no, not because it's cheap, but but because it's easy.
Oh, yeah, yeah. The easy ability to move there from Morocco.
Yes, and also easy to become a good fighter and have a good fights and good opponents.
Yeah. The U.S. I think is getting a little harder lately to come over.
Yeah, yeah, a lot. And also the visa issue. Like a lot of fighters have the visa issue with their countries. They don't let them go out.
Now, tell me about when you like first found fighting sports.
Hmm. I was so young. I did my first fight in Taekwondo. Like I was in Taekwondo before, and I changed it to kickboxing. My first fight was in Taekwondo, and I lose. And in Morocco Championship, I lost my first fight. I was so disappointed, so sad. And I go to the gym. I work it so hard. I work it every day, and I changed it to kickboxing. I found myself more in kickboxing than Taekwondo because I like to use my hands more. I like to prove my skills in kickboxing, and it's more easy than taekwondo. And I won all my fights in kickboxing. Like it's easy for me. I can knock out everyone.
And then now, how old were you when you first started the Taekwondo?
In my first fight in taekwondo, I was like 14, like that,
14.
like 14, yeah, like that.
Was it something where your parents encouraged you to do it, or was it something that you just sought out?
No, my parents. Like my parents take me to the gym, take me to the taekwondo gym, and I start.
And what was it that you felt maybe you wanted to get away from, and why did you want to get away from Taekwondo and gravitate toward kickboxing?
Honestly, like in my like honestly, In Taekwondo, I don't feel that I fight. Like it's like we're just playing.
Yeah, more like the point game.
Yeah, yeah, it's like so boring. Like the point, if someone have a blood in his nose, they stop the fight. That's making me mad, and I turn to kickboxing.
Yeah, but I think, now that we're looking at it from the past to now, maybe
Hmm.
some of those techniques are, some of those can be effective now that we've looked
Yeah,
at more.
yeah, yeah.
But I think most people feel the same way you do, that a lot of people here in the U.S. kind of start out in Taekwondo and karate as well
Mm.
and maybe get away from it. But I think looking back on it, some of those techniques can still be used. So that part of it, I think, is still good. Some of the techniques that you could take to more of a mixed fight.
Like the taekwondo helps me a lot. That's my little sister. The taekwondo helps me a lot in kickboxing. Like I feel that I use my legs more, and it's very easy to kick. Like I feel that it's easy.
Now, tell me about in Morocco. You said there's not many events. Do you know when, like, a fighting sports kind of started to pop up in Morocco? Was it before you were born or later?
Like yeah, we don't have a lot of events, and we are suffering. We are suffering here in Morocco, and I don't think this situation is going good. Like it's going worse and worse. But we hope something change in the future.
But is there any kind of, you said that there's no events or are there some?
No, there's no events. There are only
Oh,
the amateur fights. Only amateur fights.
oh. Now, when did the amateur fights start popping up?
Like from a long time. They're started from a long time. Like I don't know honestly, but they're started from a long time.
Yeah, I have a Giselle Puente here who used to be a newscaster here at where I'm at, and she said she also started out in karate and things like that. But she said it's
Yeah,
good that you're
karate.
pursuing more.
Karate is so good. Yeah. Like Conor McGregor also he started with karate. Like it's so good. You have the technique, the fast moves, you have everything in karate.
Now, are you looking to transition just for kickboxing, or are you wanting to do more like the mixed fight?
Uh, I want to move to MMA. Like I really want to move to MMA. I think I think I will start in Cage Fury, but it's not like 100%. But I really want to change MMA. I'm training the jiu-jitsu right now, like I'm mixing between kickboxing and jiu-jitsu, and I try to like to make them both, to make myself uh, good in both of them.
Hmm. Now, how much jujitsu is out there in Morocco?
Not a lot. Like it's just started to be famous like in this few years because uh, like people they start to watch MMA and they watch and then when they watch MMA like they see that most of fighters they use grappling to dominate the fight
Hmm.
and though they try to start jiu-jitsu like to being good in grappling.
Now, how do you think the people that live in Morocco look at guys that are doing fighting?
Like they give us a big inspiration like Badr Hari like he's inspiring all the Moroccan guys like everyone wants to be like Badr Hari and we also hope to become good.
Yeah, Badu Hari was really successful. Yeah,
Yeah, he's the
but
idol of all the Moroccans.
now you say like the average person in Morocco, they're not. They don't look at it negatively. They're supportive.
Hmm.
Even though there's not a lot of fights there, they want to see more.
Yeah, yeah. Like all the Moroccans that I know, like they all want to start doing something good, like being professional or go to MMA, but they don't have like a lot of opportunities to prove that they are good.
Now, where you live, the community where you live, is it mostly like that? Other people, they're trying to do something like you, but maybe it's a little difficult?
Yeah, yeah. All my teammates, like me and my teammates, we are every day dreaming to be in the UFC and being champions and stuff, and we are trying.
Now, your coaches, are they giving you any help as far as that kind of stuff goes, or
Yeah,
like trying to help
like
you get opportunities?
uh, they helped me to become good in
Right.
kickboxing, but to get out of Morocco, you need to do it yourself. Like no one can help you.
Now, how much support is there for people that want to move out of Morocco? Is it hard?
Yeah, so hard because and no, it's harder because we have the corona. Like all the countries are closed. That you can't do anything.
Now, Morocco's is still really strict as far as um,
Yeah,
the requirements and stuff when you're going to other places, like publicly.
like it's difficult. It's really difficult. We have the like corona is has closed everything. We can't get out. We can't do like local activities. We can't do anything.
Hmm. Like where I live, people are pretty much doing whatever they want, you
But
know?
here, no, no, you
Yeah.
can't do whatever you want.
Even though you got like the vaccines, do they have the
Mhm.
vaccines in Morocco already?
Like if you don't have the vaccine, you can't fight in the amateur fights here. But most of them, like Morocco Championship of kickboxing, like we can't do it now. Like every time they come the time of the championship, they say no, we can't do it now. We're gonna do it later, and they skip it, they skip it, they skip it.
Like I had COVID 2 weeks ago, and I
Oh
think,
really?
yeah, yeah. And then after 1 week, my
Hmm.
work let me come back.
Oh, you are lucky.
And then I wear a mask for 5 days, and then that's it.
Like no, we don't have a lot of COVID. Like we don't
Mhm.
have a lot of people who are sick with COVID, but
Right, right,
everything
right.
is closed. I don't know why.
It's hard to say because I think, when you have the countries that are more strict,
Mm.
less people are sick, which is good. Less people are dying.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you can't do anything as to where, like, places here where people are doing anything they want. A lot of people are sick. A lot of people have died. So I don't know what is right or wrong, because in one way it's good that people can still do something, or have some freedoms. But a
Hmm.
lot of people have also got sick and died from the virus here in the U.S. So
Mm.
it's,
Yeah, for the government, it's good. Like, it's good to be strict with the people, but for us, no, it's not good. Like we're like suffering, but we can't do anything we want. Like that's bad.
so you think the people would rather take the risk maybe of getting sick?
No, but they need, they need to protect themselves, but also they need to let us try whatever we want.
Yeah, yeah, it's difficult because I don't. Maybe if they could find a good in between. It seems like everywhere it's either really strict or nothing, instead of finding something in between.
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
Now let's get back to the fighting. So when did you think, okay, I'm gonna do the kickboxing? What age were you when you started to do the first kickboxing amateur fight?
Like I started training kickboxing only 1 year ago. Like I'm just new in this sport, and I did my first fight like in like 10 months ago, like that.
And since then, how many fights have you had?
Like I have no 20 times.
So you were fighting several times a month amateur.
Yeah, every week, every weekend we have a fight,
Hmm.
and every weekend I prove that I'm the best fighter in this country.
For the kick. Now, when they have the kickboxing, it's just they just have the weight classes, or do they have some sort of experience level for the amateur?
No, only the weight classes, and also sometimes with the age. Like they choose like 15 and 16, 17 in one category, and they choose the weight who have the same weight, they fight. But sometimes the majority we fight with everyone who have the same weight with you.
And then, as you know, you're winning all your kickboxing fights. You know, like here, if someone's having success, there's going to be somebody who's going to try to help them get more opportunity. But you're saying that that's not really happening with you.
Yeah, like I feel like I can do something good in professional because it's not they have not a lot of difference. Like it's just here in your mentality. I need just some opportunity, and I think I will do it in summer. I will move, I think, US or somewhere in Europe, and I will try.
Now, how would you go about getting the visa if you were going to try to do that?
Honestly, I don't know, but
Uh,
I will try.
would you have to maybe go through the embassy or something?
No, I think I will get a contract, and I will get the visa of the contract.
Oh, so you're going to maybe reach out to some events or maybe managers?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I know a guy who's boxing in Germany. He was on my show. You know, Sydney Rosa is a boxing in Germany. And he's had some opportunity in Germany, but maybe not as much as he would have wanted. Um, so he's trying to go to the U.S., but yeah, maybe there is some opportunity in Germany, like you said.
So I think I will go to the US directly.
Well, I mean, you go where you can, right? Like Yoel Romero, he started out in Germany, actually. You
Yeah,
know,
Romero.
yeah, he defected from Cuba. He went to Germany, and then from Germany he came to the U.S. But he was fighting in Germany. I'd say like his first handful of fights were all in Germany. So I mean,
Like
it's doable to do it that way.
yeah, like in Germany, there are a lot of kickboxing events. Like you have a lot of opportunities.
Now, what about Holland? I mean, Holland, there's a lot of obviously
Yeah,
there's a huge kickboxing
yeah, it's
culture
better,
there.
but it's better, but like it's harder to get in Netherlands.
Really, why is it harder? Can you explain it to me?
Now the visa, like we have the visa issue.
So you already know in your head which countries you can't get a visa to.
No, but
Like me,
Morocco is
I couldn't tell you me. I couldn't
Mhm.
tell you which one is harder for me. I have no idea. But you seem to know already which ones are harder. How do you know already that it would be harder for you to get visa to Holland, for example?
like I don't have an experience that like I didn't try to get there and I get kicked, but some people tell me that it's hard. Like they
Hmm.
not gonna accept the visa of the contract or something like that.
Hmm. Yeah, me like if someone asked me where can I go,
Hmm.
I don't know which one's harder or easier. You know, for me, I don't know. But so your friends have already told you maybe, or some people that you know.
Hmm.
Okay, that's interesting. Because I would think, you know, Holland they have a lot of freedom in certain areas, where they can do
Yeah,
different things. So I always thought maybe it wouldn't maybe be that hard, but maybe you're saying it is. So that's interesting.
yeah,
Especially for kickboxing, you would think maybe a lot of people try to go there, that maybe they'd have make it a little easier for people that want to do that, but you're saying no.
yeah. They need to understand that people want to do that. Like they want to be like professional in kickboxing in their country, like Holland. They're gonna help them. Like they need to help them too. Like let them go there.
Yeah, it's interesting. Now, I'm trying this Dagestani boy nickname that you have, who gave that to you?
Like I get it from the gym. Like everyone is calling me Shimaev. Like I don't know. I don't look like him. Look, I'm so pretty. Like I'm not like them. But everyone is calling me Shimaev. Like it's so famous in the gym. Like also my coach called me Shimaev. And like when they want to make jokes on me, they say that I'm Dagestani.
Hmm. Now, what other languages do you speak, being from Morocco?
In Morocco, like people in Morocco, how many languages they speak?
No, I mean you. What other languages do you speak?
Like I speak Arabic because it's
Ah,
my native language, and French because we study in the school. Also English because we studied in the school. But I speak a little bit Spanish and Holland.
yeah, because actually, when I first started talking to you today, I lived in Saudi Arabia
Oh,
from the
really?
time that I was 6 to 12 years old. So I remember like they taught me to fourth grade, and then no more. So I remember like counting like Wahid Ithnain Talata Arba Hamsa Sit. I remember those things, like Marhaba, Kifa, like all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I could kind of tell when I was talking to you, I thought maybe he speaks Arabic, you know. I'll
Yeah, I
show you
speak Arabic
something.
fluently.
This one, this is oil, damam, yeah. My dad used to be an oil worker in Saudi Arabia. He
That's
worked for
nice.
Aramco. Yeah, so I think when I talk to people that I know, I can tell maybe by their accent that they can speak Arabic. But my
Yeah.
Arabic is, not good. I can't remember a
Nah,
lot of
nah, nah. Nah,
stuff.
it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Like in Morocco, like Darija, it's the Moroccan language. Like help us to speak with all the languages. Like you move all your mouth muscles.
So you think if you were studying some other languages, you could pick them up pretty fast.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So maybe you could go to like where some of these other guys, like you said, some of these Dagestani fighters or Russian fighters that speak Arabic. The Muslim fighters. Maybe you could go to the some of the Caucasus regions and try to fight there.
Like lately in these few weeks, I think about going to Brave or like the Saudi Arabia events of MMA. Like it's very easy to go there, and you have a good opportunity to start a professional MMA career, and it's an easy country for a Moroccan.
Yeah, so maybe that's but it might be hard to get the visa to move to the Middle East, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's not cheap.
Yeah. It I know some people that work for Brave, so that might be maybe I could
Yeah,
ask them. Yeah.
really, I'm looking for the matchmaker of Brave.
Well, I know the guy who does cor- correspondence, yeah, like the
Really, I
uh
really need to contact this
analyst.
guy. I really need it.
Yeah, I'll help you out with that. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
I'll put you in touch with him for sure. Now let's kind of talk about since people call you Dagestani, like how much wrestling have you been doing?
I don't do wrestling. Like I'm so bad in wrestling.
But you're going to have to if people call you that, right?
Yeah, of course. I need to be
As
a
you move
real
around,
Dagestani.
as you move around the world, you'll have to. Yeah.
I need to be a real Dagestani,
Because,
not a fake one. Like,
yeah, I mean, that's something there's no wrestling in Morocco.
uh, nothing. A
Really?
little, yeah, a little bit.
Now,
There
the
is
jiu-jitsu.
like sambo. Sambo, it's like wrestling, and
Hmm.
also jiu-jitsu, like a little bit. But wrestling, I don't think so.
So, have you been messing around with any sambo or no?
No, I just try jiu-jitsu.
Now, why haven't you done any of the sambo?
Like I didn't find like a good place to do it. I find
Oh, okay.
only checkmate Morocco. It's my jiu-jitsu gym, and
Hmm.
it's very good. Like the coach is so good. All the teammates are in a good level, and it's good for me.
How many guys, like on average, when you're training, how many people are there?
In jiu-jitsu,
Either one, jiu-jitsu or when you're training for the kickboxing.
like a lot. In jiu-jitsu, like uh 18, like that. Also
18.
the kickboxing.
Uh, and are all these guys people that are trying to compete, or do you have other people that are just doing it for fun? Or
Yeah, there is people who do it only for fun, people who do it because they want to be fighters, and we share all of us. We share the same gym and the same coach.
now, tell me more about your coach.
Of which sport?
All of them. Just kind of
Like
who are.
my kickboxing coach is so good. Like he's like the best coach in Morocco of kickboxing. He was training with Badr Hari here in Morocco, and he's so good. You need just to listen in what he's saying to you in the fight. Like just open your ears and listen in what he's saying. You're gonna win.
And what's his name?
His name is Reda.
And then your jujitsu coach.
Jiu-jitsu coach is also so good. Like he have like crazy techniques to do a easy submission, and like I didn't do any jiu-jitsu fight, but he's the coach. The coach is so good.
Is he from Morocco too?
What?
Your jujitsu coach, is he from Morocco?
Yeah, he's from Morocco.
Okay. Yeah, because a lot of the jujitsu coaches, like I said, in the U.S. I mean,
Yeah, he
there's more
also
Americans now.
Brazilians.
Yeah, but they're more from other countries.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's interesting. So, some of your other teammates, how many do they have more fights than you, less than fights than you?
yeah. Like I'm just new in this sport. I just joined the kickboxing gym in last year. Like there are a lot of people who have more fights than me, and they are better than me, and I will try to become better.
Now, you mentioned Badr Hari before. Like, how well known is he in Morocco?
Like what? I didn't hear you.
Badr Hari, how famous is he in Morocco, where you're from?
He's the most famous person here. Like everyone like know him, and we all watch his fights. He is the most famous person here.
Now, he has kind of a wild reputation. So, do people talk about that in Morocco? You know, he's been in a lot of street fights and in Holland. You know,
No, people don't talk about that, but it's like everyone have problems. Like you can find problems everywhere. Like
hmm
it's normal.
yeah, I think a couple of times he like maybe almost died, or like because Yeah, I think he got stabbed before, and so he had some pretty bad
Yeah,
situations. Yeah,
yeah,
but that's interesting. So he's the most famous guy in Morocco, you think, of
yeah,
anybody?
of all times.
Even like, are there no actors or other sports people?
No, no, he's so famous. Like everyone talk about Badr Hari. Like if I go to the street and I meet new friends and I say, yeah, I do kickboxing, the first thing they're gonna say is, yeah, you know Badr Hari? Like everyone talk about it.
Oh, okay. That's pretty interesting. So do they have him like, is he on like TV programs there other than fighting? Is he on like maybe commercial or
Yeah,
TV programs? I didn't know that. I thought maybe, I mean, I knew he was famous in kickboxing, obviously, but I
he's
didn't know that.
famous also in Japan. Like
Yeah, yeah,
also
for
in
sure.
Japan, he's so famous.
Yeah, I lived in Japan for 3 years, in
That's
2002 to 2005. So I knew who Badr Hari was already. But I like to ask people, like in your own country, how
Mhm.
famous is this person? Because like when I live in Japan, right, like I hung out with like Ensign Inouye sometimes, and he's very famous in Japan, but it's kind of different because Japan has hardcore fight scene, and then they
Mhm.
have pride. The people
Yeah,
and the hardcore fans, they don't treat fighters the same way that the people at Pride treat
yeah,
fighters. Like Ensign go to Pride, and many people come up to him. But if he go to Shudo, nobody bothers him. It's just a different crowd in the same country. So even though they're both fight crowds, one of them watches a lot of fights, and then the Pride crowd, they're more there for the entertainment.
yeah,
They aren't really hardcore fight fans. So they treat the fighters more like stars or actors or whatever. But the ones that go to Shuto, Pancrase, these events, they don't treat fighters that way. So it's kind of different. And I would say the fighters in Japan, even though they're famous, there's other people in the country that are much more famous than they are. So when you said Badr Hari is the most famous, I was like, it's a surprise to me, kind of. Because in Japan, you have actors, you have baseball players, soccer players. They're more famous than any
we
fighter.
also have here a lot of actors, lot of like singers, and they are so famous. But Barahari is more.
That's amazing because, yeah, I'm surprised. I don't even think Conor McGregor's the most famous person in Ireland, probably. There's probably soccer player or singers that are more famous than he is. But you're saying Badr Hari is the most famous, so it just kind of surprising. Now, have you ever met him, or
No, I hope one day I meet him.
because he does he live in Morocco or no?
No, I don't think so. Like he live, I think in Netherlands, but he come a lot of times to Morocco.
Now that you know of him, like I know he was been fighting for a long time, and he was fighting in the Netherlands. How long ago do you think it was that he went there? Do you know?
Like I don't know specifically, but like he didn't live a lot of in Morocco.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe you might want to follow the same kind of path where you can live somewhere else and just kind of come back every now and then.
Yeah.
Now, do you hope to maybe, if you're able to go to Germany, for example, then you could
No,
kind of,
not Germany, not Germany, US.
oh, U.S. only? Well, the
Yeah,
reason I was asking is because let's say you stay somewhere outside the U.S., then you could maybe go to Holland from time to time from that place.
yeah. But also the US, it's not cheap. But in like the Emirates, like it's good. Like what I said, like in Brave, it's so good. You have a good pay. You get paid good, And like it's easy to communicate with people and like to being famous there. Like it's easy.
Yeah, but the visa is hard, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I know as a Muslim, you can go to like Saudi Arabia maybe like once a year for the Hajj,
yeah. You can go.
but I don't know. I know that Saudi Arabia, I saw, I think it was last year, they were trying to consider maybe some tourism. You know, when I lived there, that no, you know, that like you only go there for work or the Hajj, you know, no tourism, you know, that
Yeah.
wasn't allowed. So I think maybe slowly they're starting. Now, Bahrain, I don't know what the rules are. I know Bahrain's a little different, but I don't know as far as how difficult it is to go there, where Brave is, you know. But that would be interesting. I mean, I don't know how cheap it would be to live there.
No, it's not cheap at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would be harder to stay in a place like that. But if the money becomes something where, you know, how if the Saudis, you know, because they needed workers, like when my dad went there, other people around the world go there to work because they needed those people. The money was really good, you know, and they actually, we didn't pay for the house. That was part of
Yeah.
the contract. So maybe if fighting becomes popular enough in a place like Bahrain, or they might do something like that. I know that's
Yeah,
kind of
like it's also good.
yeah. Now, as far as let's talk about some of the other events because in Morocco, is it easy for you to watch some of the events in the U.S. like UFC or Bellator?
No, it's not easy. Like we stay awake like all the night to watch the main event, and like it's hard. Sometimes it's hard.
But do you have to pay for it or no?
Nobody pay for.
Does it come on like regular TV or are you watching on the internet or what?
Yeah, and like I watch it in like some website that do the free streaming.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I always wondered because some places it's pretty easy to watch,
Yeah,
but others you're saying it's not easy for you to see it. They don't support it on TV.
yeah.
Now, what do you think of some of the recent UFC events you've seen? Maybe the last couple, or
Like adventures for what?
maybe like just particular fights or fighters that you were paying attention to.
Uh, like I don't have like a favorite fighter. Like I watch all the fighters, but I really like the style of Israel Adesanya. Like he's so good. The moves, the head movement, the like his knockouts are so good.
Mhm. And those guys from that gym are doing really well, most of them. You know,
Yeah.
now have you ever considered like going to maybe Thailand since you're a kickboxer?
Nope. Like as a kickboxer in Thailand is so hard. Like they have only Muay Thai.
Right, but they do have a lot of places where you can live cheap, live at the
Yeah.
gym,
Yeah.
you know, train every day. Because I know, like Fairtex, for example, I talked to a guy who's kind of in charge of the marketing of Fairtex, and you know, they'll bring guys out to the fight team, and they basically have a setup where they live there for free, they train for free, and then
It's
whatever
free.
they make, they give half to Fairtex.
And what about the taxes?
That I don't know about. I could ask, but you know, Thailand's a pretty cheap place to live.
Yeah.
So a lot of these fighters, like Stamp Fairtex, for example, you know, Stamp Fairtex from
Mm.
one championship,
Like one
or
championship is like
you know, the Thai
sorry.
fighters and one championship, like Stamp or Rod Tong, these people like that. Stamp Fairtex, she lives at Fairtex. They have a like a hotel type deal, you know, where people live in the rooms and they train. And whatever they win, if it's 10,000, 5,000 goes to Fairtex Gym. They
Yeah,
keep
that's good.
5,000. But they live train. I even think some of their food is paid for too. So it's
That's
kind of
really good. That's heaven.
so they just give 50% go to Fairtex, they keep the other 50. So in a way, for someone like you where you're talking about and your style, you know, there's a lot of people training all kinds of things there now because you saw like at like Tiger Muay Thai or they're
Yeah,
training MMA, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, you know, all those Thai gyms, aka Thailand, Fairtex.
yeah,
So I think over there it's starting to become a situation where there the support is starting to become a little bit better there from a standpoint of what is affordable, what is cheap, you know, and have good support.
yeah,
So it might be something you could look into also is the Thailand, you know, because the cost to live there is cheaper than
yeah. It's so cheap
almost
and
anywhere.
also it's good.
Yeah, and the training's very good. And
Yeah,
I saw Chimaev is there. You know, he was there. I think
yeah.
he's
Me, yeah. I was there. Yeah.
yeah. So I think that's becoming an interesting option for guys too.
Mm.
Now, let's talk about some of the big fights that happened because we watched Ngannou and Gon. Did you watch the fight between Ngannou and Gon?
Yeah, of course. Like I'm so surprised by the performance of Ngannou. Like he surprised me. I didn't expect he gonna dominate the fight with the wrestling. Like I didn't expect it at all.
Were you surprised that he was having trouble getting to Gon standing up though? Was it surprising to you or no?
Yeah, yeah. Like Ngannou is so good. Like if he continue in the UFC like that, he gonna be the great of all times.
But I mean, Gon did do well standing up against him. You know, he was
Yeah,
controlling him.
yeah,
So that part I thought was pretty interesting for Gon. You know, if he can improve in his wrestling and stuff, because
yeah,
he showed that if it was a stand up fight, he probably would have won pretty easily had it went all 5 rounds that way. So I thought that part was pretty interesting.
yeah.
What do you think of Gon as another kickboxer? You're a kickboxer. What do you think of when you see guys like Gon?
Like Gun is so good. Like is fast and heavy at the same time. Like and his movements are so good. But when he fight like a guy like Ngannou, like it's hard for him. You don't need to stand up with him like that.
Yeah, but he was still able to like, you know, throw the leg kicks and stay out of danger kind of because he's quick enough.
Yeah.
That part I thought was interesting. Now, what did you think of Figueiredo Moreno?
I'm a big fan of Figueiredo. Like I really want him to be champion and dominate his way again. But Moreno is also a good fighter. Like he win the rematch. Yeah, he did a big performance, and I hope he do something good.
Now, I was wondering, do you watch a lot of the kickboxing fights out of Japan, like the Japanese fighters?
No, I don't watch it a lot. I watch only in kickboxing. I watch only Glory, Infusion, like something like that. Bellator kickboxing, only this.
Yeah, like Martin Jajong, he was on my show. He actually founded Glory Kickboxing. Um, Now, there's a big fight in Japan. Maybe you do or do not know about it, but it's coming up in June between Tenshin Nasukawa and Takeru. Do
Mhm.
you know about this fight?
Nope.
Well, Tenshin and Takeru are two guys. They both live in Tokyo, obviously, and they're the same weight. One is like they've both been dominating different organizations for years, but never fought each other. So everyone in Japan's been waiting for them to fight. A lot of people thought they would never fight, and they're going to have a fight in June. So yeah, this is
That
something
might
I
be
want to
good.
show you. I'm going to send you this stuff because I think you'll be interested when I show you.
Yeah.
It's a big fight, a real big fight coming up. So that's one you might want to check out
Yeah, of
as,
course.
as a kickboxing fan. Um, the Japanese events are probably, you can't see them at all, right?
Yeah,
That one, I think maybe you could find it on the internet, though. So it might be worth checking out in that regard. Now, as we're kind of finishing the interview here, I always like to let people, if there's something, the people that are watching this, maybe something you want to tell them or whatever.
like I just want to tell my friends, my family, everyone who's watching, like I will do it. Like I will be the champion one day, and they just need to support me and stand up with me, and I will do it.
And if people want to kind of follow what you're doing, they can just follow you here on Instagram.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Uh,
oh, go ahead.
no, no, just go, man.
No, no, I wanted you to say, like, if people can follow you, people who want to find out more about you, where would they look?
Like I'm every day on my account, like open for everyone who wants to talk or wants to know something about me. And if someone wants to be like good in kickboxing, like don't take me like an idol. Like I don't train a lot. Just I play with my mind to win.
Well, Yasser, it's great talking to you. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
Thank
And
you.
I'd like to have you back on, as you start to do more. We could do some more interviews maybe.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Well, it's great talking to you. It's great meeting you. Shukran. And next time we'll do it. We'll do some more.
Yeah, of course, bro.
Okay. So it's great talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.